Okay, so this is my part one of my series I'm going to post on how to intuitively read the tarot. There are hundreds of books out there and you can learn from all of those books. I know personally if I work with the tarot, which I tend to do more at fairs when I'm doing a lot of readings in one day, it helps me to keep the flow going. But I look at them more intuitively than studying. Yes, I did study the tarot years ago. Some of the interpretations from books actually don't resonate with me, so always have faith in that. If you have a good book and look at it and you look at the card and it just doesn't seem appropriate at that time, trust your instincts. That's your intuition, and it's saying, no, right now that's not what it's referring to. So to learn it intuitively, my best advice usually for people is to actually just in the morning shuffle your deck of cards, pull a card and put it somewhere, put it up somewhere. You know, if you've got kids, you don't want them to run off with it, so put it up high. And just look at it now and then. As you go about your day, glance at it, see what sort of impressions, what sort of feelings you get, how that applies to you in that particular day. See what sort of intuitive feedback you get from the card. I've got one here that I wanted to use as an example, and it's the Chariot. Now there's a whole lot going on in there. There's a very determined looking guy driving it, so to me that's strength and determination and focus and going for what you want. There's also the two Sphinxes, and one's black, one's white, which is also duality and integration of the two forces. So to me that's indicated there. So yeah, with a balanced approach we can succeed and achieve anything. That's kind of how I'd look at it. In books it can refer to vehicles, which sometimes is the case, not always. Quite often the meanings aren't as literal as the books describe. We're working with symbolism, and symbolism is not always as clear. It's like dreams, you know, dreams are very symbolic. Eggs don't mean eggs, eggs mean new life, new beginnings, so forth. It's the same with the tarot. It's about looking at the symbolism and looking at what sort of feelings and energies that brings up in you. So yeah, I think that's a really good way to develop a relationship with your deck of cards rather than sitting there and sweating over it and studying them. And it's not just with the tarot, you can do that with angel cards, with medicine cards, with any of them, and just really build a connection with that one card each day. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's worth it, because by the time you're done you're going to have a real connection with each influence. Then, of course, if you do a tarot spread, the surrounding cards and influences and what's actually going on often change the meaning slightly, but you're going to be intuitively fluid enough to be able to go with that. So, yeah, trust your own instincts on that. You know, the books, all those books that have been written, and there are literally hundreds out there, there's somebody else's impression. Some of the meanings are very traditional and very ancient, and yes, they're worth looking at. I do think having a good book is a good idea, for starters. I've got 3, actually. One of them's falling to bits because I've used that one so much, because it was a very gentle, very kind description in that one, which I really enjoyed when I first learned. But you build your own connection with them. Go with your own instincts, with your own intuition. Good way to start is just to randomly pick one, shuffle your deck in the morning, and what I do then, and I can't move the camera right now, but as I spread them out and just pull one out, and I just fan them out and pull one out, and here we have 3 of Cups, you know. So I'd put that one up on my shelf or on my fridge and see what I get from it throughout the day. By the end of that day, have a read of what it says in the book, but go with your own intuition first. So yeah, you've got your own connection with it. And if the book disagrees with you, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means it's a different perspective. The tarot is quite fluid. If you've got a client sitting opposite you and they're currently going through a divorce, the Chariot, for example, is not likely to be about their car. It's more likely to be about their sense of determination and balance and how they're feeling at that time. So it's all relevant to the actual events going on. So have some fun with it. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. And I'm going to come back and post some more when it's time for the next stage. So enjoy the process if you're wanting to learn, and build a relationship with your deck. Okay, have fun.